sense. He was somebody who obsessed over his work. Do you find yourself obsessing over stuff that you try to create, or do you just let it flow?
I can. I don't think I'm obsessed enough. Actually, I have been in that place, but it's a very lonely place, and I try to actually stay away from it. There are times you need to go there, like to truly obsess over something, because that's the only way you're going to get the best out of it. You have to covet it, you know. You become Gollum at that point. My precious, crude. No, back up, it's mine. Like you have to do that sometimes, and I have done that sometimes. I will keep doing that.
Your sneaker blog is called Hippopolis. What made you decide to choose that name, and what's the man behind it?
That's an old name. I created it's a sad story too. If anybody's ever heard the word Hippopolis, I am the creator of that word. Okay, I created that word in the 90s. I was creating a fictional world called Hippopolis, and I was trying to make. I'm actually still trying to make it. If somebody will be smart enough or sniff enough coke and press the green button on the major motion picture contract and say let's go. But anyway, I made a film about the battle between rap and hip hop, and the prize was this place called Hippopolis, the last place on earth that hip hop lived. So it's going to be called Hippopolis, and the log line was going to be where hip hop lives. So I called my blog that because essentially that's who I am as an artist. Like, I'm a child of hip hop. And even though I don't rap, it comes out in my form of art. Like the best freestyler that that's me with the art. Like if that dude's he's tearing the lyrics up, that's me on a piece of paper. He's tearing that piece of paper up, like that's me. Like I'm like the visual equivalent to what your favorite rapper does. That's me. That's the way I like to look at myself.
Yeah. Bob's Burger is a cartoon that you actually work on the Fox network. How much input do you actually have with the creation?
Nothing. Nothing. No, I'm just playing. No, it's primetime shows. Bob's Burgers comes on at 8:30 on Sundays, right after The Simpsons. Primetime shows are what they call writer-driven. That means it's dialogue heavy, and everything needs to service what's written. And if there's a deviation from what is written, then it's wrong. I'm a director on the show, which means I'm responsible for the visuals. And again, the visuals need to serve the jokes, the written jokes, the said jokes. But I have some autonomy in that I can control how the story is paced, how it is shot, just as long as it stylistically falls within the show's parameters. There's still limitations, but I can still do me to a certain extent.
When you take the opportunity to look through time, there are a lot of people who were artists at their time who wasn't recognized or thought of as brilliant. But after they died, they was looked at as fantastic art, brilliant. What was he thinking? Where his mind was at the time he was doing this? When you look back in time, who would you say is your top 3 favorite artists?
It's too many. I can't give you a top 3, but I'll quickly run through some. Like early on, it was crazy. Mad Magazine was like a big influence on me when I was a kid, because it was funny. Like they were making fun of popular culture things, and they were flipping it on its head. And there was an artist in there named Mort Drucker. Like I used to study his stuff. Like there was probably a time where I could, if you named a certain, he used to draw, any popular star that was out, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, any of the popular movies, they would give him to draw it. And I used to copy all those things, like trying to get his visual language together. And then Norman Rockwell, even though later I learned that he traced, but he did it in a good way. Like there's a way you can trace where it just looks like tracing, and then there's another way where you actually improve on the reference. And I learned a lot from him. And then later, we started getting into like painters, like old school painters, like John Singer Sargent, impressionistic painter. It's so simple, like the strokes, the painting, but from a distance, when you get up on it, you realize how simple it was. Like when you look at it, it's like, wow, that's a hand. And then you see how many strokes it took to get to the hand. It was crazy.
Right now, what's the top 3 holy grails in your closet?
Well, you gotta say like some 2000 Air Jordan 3s, black cements, the Nike Air on the back. Yeah, the 112 LeBron 8 that Clark gave to me. The PlayStation 1, or the PlayStation Trainer 1, just because it's a beautiful ass shoe.
Do you feel that people who actually get, I should say celebrities, are real sneakerheads if they're getting the shoes sent out to them for free and they don't have to endure what it takes in order to be able to obtain the shoe?
Well, I'm gonna put this in 2 ways, and one, I'm gonna enter it with a joke. I actually had a joke that I was gonna put out for SNTV. I still might do it, but you know, whatever. I guess it's like the world premiere. So like, there's a publicist and a rapper sitting in a meeting, right? And the rapper's complaining about his record sales. What the hell are we gonna do? Like, sales are declining. And the publicist reaches behind the desk and pulls out a pair of Jordans and says, "Here, put these on." So I say that to say, like, it almost seems like what you have on is more important than what your music sounds like. It's backwards, but that's the society we live in. That's why Instagram is so popular, because it's what you see first. Pictures are very popular. Maybe it's because pictures were the first form of communication. You know, I keep telling people that's what I can stick my chest out about, that I draw. You know, drawing is the first form of communication. It's like, but about the real sneakerhead stuff, people need to get off that. Like, maybe it's cool. I guess it's cool for younger people, but if you're grown walking around talking about sneakerheads, like, nobody, stop. Like, number one, you're grown. Like, you shouldn't be calling yourself a sneakerhead. Number 2, it's just like, sneakers are just a part of your fresh. That's
right.
all. That's all. They complete the fresh, head to toe, toe to head. You know, we start from the bottom, we work our way to the top. That's it. You know, well, he ain't no real sneaker. You got them shoes for free. Well, so what? He still got them.
Very true.
And you don't. You mad? You know, now you got to get your camera on. You mad? You know, it's like, let the celebrity do him. He's a celebrity. He's earned that. You know, they get free stuff all the time. Here, just take a picture of it. Influence the people. That's what influence is influence is people know me, and now I have people below me, and I will influence those below me. It's like, it's a pyramid effect, and everybody keeps going through the top.